Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sana, mrs.perfectly.imperfect.keto, where being perfect is overrated and being imperfect is appreciated. It is Friday, it is April 28th, and we are going to go right in and get our one meal a day dinner prepped and on its way. So currently right now it is actually 2:51 p.m. So what I like about doing chuck roast in my Ninja Foodi is I really only need to kind of get this together and in that pot at least an hour before we are going to have our dinner. So it is the best way to go. I absolutely love doing it in the oven because that just brings back so many memories of my grandmother doing chuck roast in the oven. So I seldomly do it that way, only, to kind of have that nostalgia of her making it in the oven, but I'm going to certainly take the modern ways of cooking and get it done in my Ninja Foodi for days like today when I just want to relax. I don't want to spend my whole day in the kitchen. I just simply want an easy peasy kind of day. So this is the chuck roast that I had gotten from Sam's Club. So here we have the information. So let me go ahead and look. It is 5.25 pounds at $5.48 a pound, makes it a total of $28.77. And if you are on a budget for your carnivore way of eating, definitely check out chuck roast. It is such a great fatty cut of meat, and you are getting a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to chuck roast. And if you are a household of 4 or probably even less, this definitely may last you 2 days. And if you're a household of 2, this could very well likely have you enjoy it for almost 3 days. So definitely check out chuck roast. Not all of us have a ribeye steak budget for every single day. So it's definitely helpful to find these more affordable cuts of meat that are not lacking the flavor. Because when I tell you, if you cook chuck roast the right way, this will taste just as good, if not better, than a fatty ribeye steak. I absolutely love chuck roast. Now I'm just thoroughly salting both chuck roast with my Redmond salt. I definitely want to make sure I am salting all sides. So right now I simply just have my nonstick pan getting hot on the stove top here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sear these before putting them in the Ninja Foodi. You can also use your Instant Pot. It will come out just as good with the Instant Pot, because when it comes to the Ninja Foodi or the Instant Pot, the recipes are so versatile when it comes to both. So you can literally take a Ninja Foodi recipe and do it in your Instant Pot and vice versa. So don't feel because you see a recipe is Instant Pot, it's solely for that appliance. You can definitely tweak it and use it the same exact way. I have not had a recipe for Instant Pot go wrong using my Ninja Foodi. All right, so I'm just making sure to continue getting this thoroughly salted. So they are really big, thick cuts of meat, so we definitely want to make sure we are going in with a good amount of salting. All right, so that looks good. So when I sear it in my pan, I like to add fat in it. So your choice of fat definitely is going to be whatever you prefer. If you want to do bacon grease, if you want to do butter, lard, if you want to use beef tallow like I'm going to use. So I'm going to go in with just some of this beef tallow. So as you can see, it is currently just a solid white. This is from the chicken wings that we fried the other night. As I mentioned, what I do is I simply just cool it once it's in the pan. Once I cool it, I simply just pour it off in my glass Tupperware, and I simply just use it as my fat. So definitely I use it for my substitute for butter, for, you know, any need that I require for a fat source. So you can scramble eggs with it, you can fry eggs, whatever you need it for. Certainly it is a good option because you are basically repurposing and using up what you already currently have. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure the pan is just coated here. That way when we put the chuck roast in, we have the beef tallow coated on both sides. So because both of these pieces are substantially large, as far as this one here, that is why I'm choosing to sear it in my pan opposed to searing it in my Ninja Foodi, because the Ninja Foodi pot is not very large with the circular shape that it is. So I want to be able to get a good sear on both of these. So I'm going to use the space that I have in my nonstick pan. So when I get a good color on one side, I'm going to go ahead and show you all what that looks like here. But if you definitely have the time to do this in the oven, you can definitely slow bake it in the oven. It comes out so delicious and so good because you really truly get that nice crispy bit when you're doing it in the oven versus pressure cookering it in an Instant Pot or a Ninja Foodi. But it definitely helps to be able to have the quick method as well. So I live for the quick method just as much as I love allowing it to bake in the oven and not having to worry about it for the entire day. So if you are someone that works at home, you can definitely accomplish this recipe. So say for instance, if you have like a last 15-minute break at work, you can simply quickly just throw this together. Even if you just did one roast and quickly seared it up and simply just threw everything in your pot, you will have it ready within that time period, because all of these cooking vessels like the Ninja Foodi, the Instant Pot, as soon as it's done with the pressure cooker time, it will go into the setting of warm. So it is simply just keeping your food warm for you until you're ready to basically get to it. So that is a nice feature that they have. So you can definitely take advantage of that, or you can simply go ahead in the morning, sear it up, allow it to slow bake in your oven, and pretty much by the time you probably get done with your workday, you'll have it done in the oven for you. All right, so it's right now has really good color on it. We do not have a sear accomplished as of yet, so we definitely want to wait until we get a sear. And I do have my stovetop temperature set for high. So it does take a little bit of patience when it comes to getting a sear on these chuck roasts. It is a very thick cut of meat, but it does happen fairly quickly because of course we have that beef tallow, as well as this cut of meat has a lot of natural fat on it already. All right, it right now has a slight sear on it. So we are going to go ahead and give it some time here. But I am really happy that I'm getting some comments of appreciation for me just showing different methods of cooking meats. I thank you all for that kind of feedback, because to anyone that might be someone that is a diehard barbecuer or griller or smoker of meat, what I'm doing might be pitiful to them, but for me, this is what I have. This is what I'm working with. This is what my current budget allows. So we are going to roll with it and we are going to get it done. And it comes out just as good. So I definitely do not have any complaints with the method of cooking that I have to use. So let me go ahead and show you all this piece right here. So as you can see, we have a really nice, beautiful sear. I do like to sear it a little bit longer because I like a little bit more crust on it. So we're going to just allow it to sear here. But you can definitely consider that done as far as the sear that I just showed you all. But for me, I just like a little bit more of a crust on it. So we are just about getting there. But that tallow definitely helps. So definitely add some fat to this to sear, because it's definitely going to help you get a nice, beautiful sear on the meat. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so beautiful. So that is what I am looking for. So it has a lot more crustiness on there of a sear. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this one over. Let me go ahead and show you all this larger one here. So that is the sear that I'm looking for. And if you have never cooked chuck roast before, do not be afraid. It is such a forgiving piece of meat that honestly, the longer you cook it, the better it comes out. So definitely take a chance at it. You cannot beat it for the price that it is. No matter where you purchase it at, I have not seen chuck roast sold anywhere where it was not extremely affordable. So when it comes to these cuts of meat, definitely take a chance, because once you cook it and you basically surprise yourself of how well you did, you will be hooked on it at that point. So definitely do not be fearful. Take a risk with it, and I really strongly feel that you are going to make yourself proud. You are going to surprise yourself. So definitely give it a chance. All right, friends, so I'm going to go ahead, because I do not like to make these videos forever long. I'm just going to allow this bottom to go ahead and sear, and I will go ahead and update you all once I get to the step where I'm going to simply fill up my Ninja Foodi pot with both of these chuck roasts. All right, my friends, so I do have my chuck roast seared on all sides. And when I mean all sides, we do every side of this chuck roast as far as getting it sear. So we are going to just do this really quickly. I'm going to simply just throw both of these chuck roasts in my Ninja Foodi pot here. So there is not any perfect way of doing this. It is as easy as just throwing it all in the pot. I'm going to add just a little bit of some water. I simply just add a little water because I like to have a lot of broth from the chuck roast. I use it for my dipping sauce. I drink it as is. So right here, I'm just adding just half a stick of butter in there. And that is all that it is. So we're going to go ahead and set our Ninja Foodi to pressure cook. We're going to keep it on high. And we are going to go in with 50 minutes. So 50. All right. There we are. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to accomplish one-handed putting the lid on over here, and we are going to seal our pressure, start it, and that is it. So I will definitely update you all once I have my food plated up, but this is all that it is. You know, when you use your Instant Pot, your Ninja Foodi, it is just as easy as this, my friends. Do not make this as complicated as it needs to be. Show yourself some grace and let your cooking appliances do the work for you as much as they can. You will go out there and you live life, or if there's anything you want to do in your house, get a workout in, or read a book, enjoy a movie by yourself, with your kids, whatever you want to do. Do not make these foods consume your days. All right, so stay tuned for my plating up, but that is going to be coming up next, my friends. All right, my friends, I do now have my food plated up. So as you can see, I have a good amount of the fatty chuck roast that we simply just seared and then cooked in the Ninja Foodi pot on pressure cook setting. And I have 2 leftover chicken wings that I simply just crisped up in the air fryer. So as you can see, that is definitely crispy. So that is exactly how I like it and want it. And in the serving dish here, I simply just have the broth from the chuck roast, that buttery, fatty broth. So I'm going to definitely enjoy that as my dipping sauce. So I am going to go in with this for my one meal a day for this Friday. So I want to thank you all for joining me on this Friday. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Take care, friends, and have a safe weekend. And I will see you all on Monday. This is the Florida version of dinner and entertainment at your patio door. They're like wrestling, huh?
Yes, they're wrestling.